Power target trades, power trigger trade.
Well, I got another great win here with Google Out. You know, this month we finished off with two back-to-back wins in FedEx, a huge, massive win in Tesla, and then the fourth trade that came in for us was Google L. I'm going to discuss this one here. There's also another one, an MA. I'm going to post that video later on. But Google L was sure a challenge here. I want to show you what we did, but we followed the rules. Stay tuned, watch this video if you're serious for success and you want to become a member inside my group. I'm going to give you the details to give you the opportunity of a lifetime. All right then. So on August 23rd here, I said Google could be a great plan for us if it confirms. Confirmation is key. All right then. So I said Google is set up to test 1650 to 1670. The August 28th 1630 calls is what we will use. Google L needs to break above 1593 to confirm. Now, on the 23rd, see where the circle is? On the 21st of August, the 1630 calls closed at 5.95. And I'm going to show you an options chart later on to show you how things work. But keep the date in your mind, August 21. Okay, then. It was based on that, right? The August 21 close, which was a Friday, I would believe. Okay then. All right, so then here you see Google August 24th. For Google L, we can place buy stops at 1250 for the August 28th 1630 calls. Now recall that the options on the August 21, the close was less than 600. So yes, we needed to pay double those option values to get in the proper confirmation. That is what we needed to do. Okay? The FedEx win still fell through. Okay, now NVIDIA never confirmed. Okay, so here it is. Google L confirming with the August 28th 1630 calls at 1220. It played around and it triggered and we got filled at 12 at 20. However, this plan wasn't easy to hold, and it did go against us about 50 to 60%. However, I want to show you what I said, and that's the difference between knowing when to hold something. See, I talk about winning and losing for the right reason. You imagine if we were to lose this trade only to see it win, which that was the plan, but you have to adapt and think, and this is what I always do, okay? Some trades work smoother than others. They're always adapted and thinking. And that's what I'm number one at, doing. Power to the trade, people. So when this trade started, it started working out for us. Right away, okay? See, this is what happened actually. So that's right, I forgot about this. So I had to move the buy stops to 11 to get the fill at 1220, and this is because Google L's my buy stops were too high. It required me to lower them, and then there's a bid and ask spread. So by the time it filled, even though I had set them to 11, when I saw that it was above my price and that my buy stops were too high, it required me to change it to 11. Okay, and so by changing it to 11, I got filled at 1220. That's what happened. I remember that specifically. So I explain that here. Google L working well. This is a breakout on Google L. This should be good. Winner in the only stock that confirmed with a lot of power. If you left the 1250 buy stop, your fill would be 1360. That would be fine. And that's what would have happened. So if you didn't make the movement adjustment based on the action, you have to pay a little bit more. It didn't really matter. Okay then. It was very fast but obvious. Okay. Now, however, as you can see, I had to move stops to 7. And I talked about the support. So basically, everything faded that day. Okay. So I'm going to show you all this in the charts here. So I then moved stops to 6. Okay. So imagine you paid 12. We move stop to 6. And it held the stops. I explained that Stops control our risk, but also take out the emotions of, of this as well. It's just like, I give an example of Docu. I literally, because of using the proper stops, saved myself from losing 12,000 in Doku and ended up making 1.5K. And I explain this, and people know this, right? Our FedEx trade was working well that day. Then the Google options went back up. Long story short, poor people, I'm going to go to the options chain chart to show this, okay? But if I tell you people, if Google holds above 1581 to 1577, we will be making the money. And that's exactly what it happened. We held the levels, but we had to be at a loss. That's what we needed to do to win here. Because just because things sometimes work very quickly, and even though you're right sometimes, you're going to have some extra chop. However, you don't lose until you sell. Hence, again, being that I manage this trade like I always do in classic power trigger trade style, we ended up winning in Google L. Out of 5 plans, the 4th one that came in, the 5th one would be 8. 100% winners. Massive. Check out my Tesla winning plan. It's been the winning month for us. Why? Because my method's the same. It's adaptive thinking. You want to be inside my group if you're looking to be successful. Right there. So basically, we won because we held this trade properly. Here it goes. Google going to, if it follows the rules, okay? Google building well, people. It held the key areas and is building for tomorrow, people. Okay, and that's what happened. Okay? You know, I was down. Down about 5K in Google L options. Okay? But nothing compared to what we gained. But again, I was down 5K. What we were holding, we ended up winning. And this is the difference between a lot of people who don't know what to do, cannot make a plan like this, but don't even know how to manage plans, because every plan requires adaptive thinking. You need to know what you're doing, okay? That's basically the key. So I moved stops, as you can see, down to whatever, because I knew that long as we held the key levels, because you know, the problem with options is that the price isn't going to the option, the price and the options values are eroding, but the price is still above the key support levels, so we have no choice. We need to hold. The last thing I want to do is sell for the wrong reasons and miss out on gains I should have had and take a loss. That's recipe for disaster, for success. Okay? I said, it can easily go back up. The last thing I want to do is be stopped out for not following the rules. Does this suck? Yes. But when you compare the wins with, so basically, you know, I always give the emotional support to people, telling them the facts, making them fearless traders instead of fearful traders. August 25, play stops at 4. Google stops at 5. Google stops at 4. Google looking good, but until we get over 1600, keep stops at 4. Well, you know what happened, right? We got over 1600 and we just kept going up. I noticed that what happened was NVIDIA and SQ, there were a lot of weaknesses in this August 24th, but Google L was stronger. Even though it was against us, it was still trending strongly and following the rules. And therefore, we had to use the appropriate stops. Now, we never got stopped out. Had we got stopped out for the wrong reasons, instead of banking, we would have lost like clowns. Like a lot of clowns and fearful people do. People. All right then. And you see me moving our stops. Then they came back up. Now, that same day, the options that were against me 5K are now only against me 1.5K. But I ended up making a good 7K in Google L. Give me 1 second, people. August 26, Google, as long as it stays above 1600, 1597, this will be fine again. My stops are 6. You can see me rising them. Okay, people, looking good. Google L, Google, as long as we hold key pivots, at least we have it. And I gave the numbers, and we started doing that. Then, what do you do now is sell 50% of Google L now at 21 and just hold the stops. So I ended up selling right over here. I'm going to try to sell now at 21 to 22. And when I was saying this, Google L was escalating. In fact, when I sold, it went even higher. But it doesn't matter. I sold at 22, 60% of my options for Google L. Now, before I go to the charts, I'm going to show you, we did get stopped out and we didn't make, these options went a lot higher. I'm going to show you the story, but give me 1 second, people. We didn't make more gains on our runners. We ended up making less gains on our runners this time because we ended up making less gains on our runners this time because, well, we got stopped out, right? And we got stopped out at $1,900, but because of the happened to be the wide spread, and I ended up getting stopped out at $1,600 per option. So still some good gains, still some gains in the runners, less gains than when we initially took profits, but a good trade overall in gains. Let's go to the charts while I show you what I'm talking about. All right, people. Actually, let me click over here. So this is called an options chart, okay? And what that does is show you the price of the options on every day, right? Now on the 21 of August, you can see that the open was 650, the high was 1245 that day, and the close was 595, right? Then the other day we opened at 881, had a high of 1630, which we were in confirmation, and had a low of 560. We opened up at 520, never went lower than 520. Remember, we had my stops at 4. Ended up closing up at 12, making a move to 31 on August the 26th. We did sell at 22. It went much higher. We tried for higher. Ended up, we opened at 25, 24, stopped out at $1,600. So it was a good win overall. But this shows you what this chart is an options chart. If you look to the arrow that I'm pointing, there's a box, right, when I click, and it shows you what I'm talking about, okay? So that arrow where I'm pointing the box to, it shows you that, you'll see it says Google August 4th week, which is again, that's the August 28th. And then you can see that highlight. See this highlighted? So when I click here, we're looking at specifically this highlighted chart of the 1630 option calls. All right, people, welcome to Power Trick or Trade. Confirmation is key. I want to welcome a new member here, Wayne. Sent me a gift of $347.44. I mean, I've received a lot of gifts for this Google L and all the other trades, but I'm just going to talk about this particular gift. And Wayne, who just joined the group this week, I just want to send a big thank you to Sandra for his skill in navigating the markets. I haven't had successful trade in some time until I recently joined the group. Although I only did 2 option contracts to get back into the flow again, I'm very happy to have a positive start. I'm looking to grow more and do more contracts with each plan. The key is to follow his advice all the time and join all the plans. CWR Golf Guide. So there you have it, people. So listen up. I'm giving an opportunity to those who are serious for success, okay? I tell people to study on my channel before even contacting me. And right here you see a pin tweet video. That video, it tells you what to do, right? Just listen to that video, because I don't take anybody to my group. You know, that new member, CWR, Wayne, really showed me he was serious. I got him in the group, and he made money right away, sent me a gift. I want you to think about that. Clowns don't do these things. Serious people do these things. They really look at things. I gave him an opportunity. He saw the opportunity. I said to him, do you see the value? He said he saw the value. He sent me a gift. He joined for free. He made money, sent me a gift. You're being led by the big picture leader, Power Trick or Trade, Sandro. You don't, listen to me. I make money on my own plans. Right? For me, it's about helping the right people. You follow rules, you succeed. Anyways, that being said, click on that video. Go to my YouTube channel. I'm going to welcome to, and I'm going to link that that huge winning trade. 2K options to 27K. A young man in my group who who did the grinding, did the work, knows how to follow my instructions, had one option that turned from $2,000 to 27K, banking a 25K profit. Then also being able to send me a $1,700 gift. Again, all this information can be found in how to be a member video that I just posted. Anyways, people, see this icon at the end of the video, click on it, it'll give you an easy way to subscribe. I look forward to helping those series for success. Again, we've had nothing but back-to-back wins in August. It's not always like this, but when you stay focused, you always catch the winners. You never know when the winner's going to come unless you grind all year. And that's what I preach and teach. Power to the trade. Don't forget to like the video!